SCJ will get the hook shot here. Also did Ice Palace, so we'll be in go mode.
Oh, here we go. And we're back. I finally got him. I finally got him to put magic in the lantern.
Yeah, that joke. I don't think they heard the first half of that joke.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they did. But it turns out, by the way, that Kuchki forgot to put magic in the lantern.
Yeah.
So we were arguing. Now, man. Listen. I'm still going with it. I'm committed. Back to our runners.
So we do need more volunteers for SG Live commentary here. So P-Train, Wather are both in go mode. Links a lot looks like it's going to walk back out without.
Right, I think he's hoping the fact now that he can do the rest of Hookshot Cave, and is hoping that maybe the Ice Rod is actually in Hookshot Cave. However, Ice Rod is conveniently placed in Ice Palace.
SCJ is also in go mode, by the way. P-Train now just has to go through a go mode swamp, and then hey, we'll get to be playing ourselves a bit of a guessing game.
My favorite guessing game in the world. So now we're gonna have a real easy swamp run. Forget left side, forget big chest. I just need to get to the boss.
Like P-Train will probably just dive her down, don't have to push that statue at all.
Who needs any of that? All I need is a small key and we're good to go.
Yeah, Link's a lot needs to get into Ice Palace to get their Ice Rod. Has everything else though, so we also are missing silvers, which could easily be in GT.
Right.
But all of these runners can silverless Ganon.
Right, because we've seen a majority of the checks already. The only place that I could figure silvers would be is potentially on one of the bosses, or maybe even Helmasaur, maybe?
Well, I mean, there's, again, 27 locations in GT where silvers can also be.
Right.
I mean...
most likely it's going to be in GT.
Biggest chances in GT, but, I mean, it could also be in Vanilla Pyramid Fairy.
However, Link's-a-Lot will unleash our goose. It will now be able to go through everything. We'll probably head over to Misery Mire, I'm suspecting. And by the way, has Butter Sword.
Yep. Because Link's-a-Lot and SCJ were the ones that did Hera, got the sword from the big chest. They both read the tablet whenever they came back into Death Mountain with the book, got the Temper Sword, and they both checked Super Bunny Cave looking for items.
Right.
Which Super Bunny Cave was, you know, had our fourth sword. So both Jay and Link's-a-Lot with Gold Sword. P-Train and Walther will not be getting the Gold Sword.
But, you know, the fun thing about this one is at least they have Bacon Sword, and we're not seeing any Master Swords. Because let's be honest here, yes, you can defeat Ganon with a Master Sword. It takes a long time. We don't want to do that. However, Link's-a-Lot has now every progressive item. So progressive items being swords, shields, and armor.
All right. One more swing from P-Train here. After that one would finish off Argus. And all we got left to do is kill Ganon. But to get to Ganon, we got to get through his tower. There's a key locking that tower from the bottom 2 floors and the rest. And we have 22 locations where that key can be. So here at SG, we asked you to guess that number between 1 and 22. It's our big key guessing game.
All right, where do you think that the big key is going to be?
I mean, I always do 5.
You always do 5. I always do 22, and I'm calling it in the tile room.
You would. Anyway,
I always do.
So P-Train is now just racing over to get into the dungeon. We'll be counting off of P-Train's counts here.
Throwing out there, by the way, one day we'll be in tile room.
It's sometimes in the tile room. It has happened. It happens a lot more often than people like to think. Now, at least we now get to see what Meyer is like on Link's-A-Lot's side, because we were having issues when P-Train was doing it.
That is an early big key on the spikes.
Looks like Link's-A-Lot's going to go ahead and go mode, God mode Meyer, just to get out of the way, just in case one of the items is on Victorious. Gotta do Victorious anyway, and if an item's on Victorious and you go back in afterwards and you find the second item early, you don't have to do stuff like cutscene chest or right side. It's a strategy. Anyway, P-Train's now walking into Ganon's tower. You notice you actually walk into the second floor. And so our first trip into the first floor on the left side will show us the item on the torch. It's 20 rupees, so item 1, a dud.
And mind you, for everybody watching in chat too, the other thing that you'll see with the runners, even if they get that big key early, if it were on torch, he would still continue because he needs at least 1 key to progress upwards.
So again, 1 key. We did find that 1 key there. 4 is nothing, and 5 is also nothing. We got something called Dark Magician going on right now. I'm not a fan of Dark Magician strats. I don't know why people think it's faster.
Personally, I usually go through Hope Chest here first, and then I go all the way over to left side, maybe as a preference.
That's a preference. We are now done with 7 checks, skipping tile room for now.
And Sir Link's-A-Lot takes down Vitreous. And just needs
Still has a whole bunch of dungeons left.
Yep. But just needs to go back to Ice Palace to go get the Ice Rod.
But we'll go back into Mire to find the items in Mire. Alright, 8's a Bloopy, 9 is the Compass, 10 is a Heart Piece, up to 17 hearts, 11's nothing. Do we go all the way to Armors on Ice, or do we go back left? And
nope.
We're going back left.
Grab the key and then nope on out.
Alright, so we got 11 done. Half of them are taken care of. We're going to go see 12 now in the fire bar room.
Yep. And by the way, Walther is now working through Turtle Rock and will slowly be at GT.
Yep. Just has to get through a few more rooms here and kill Trinex. This is going to be a race between P-Train and Walter, but P-Train has already done a lot of checks there in GT. We now know that full left is possibly the best route, so Walther might be able to make up some time here by doing that. And chest 14 is 100 rupees.
And SCJ, by the way, I don't know if you caught it, showed us the spooky glitch.
Spooky.
And there we are.
I believe that was 16.
Yep, I believe that was also 16. So let's see. Did anyone say 16? Andrew C437 said 16 and was the only one to say 16. So congratulations, you won 1 internet point. The internet point actually expires in 2 seconds. 1, 2, and unfortunately it is gone now. That's the unfortunate thing about internet points. They go in the matter of seconds.
Thanks a lot. It's going to be in go mode here shortly by going to Ice Palace. Gotta get into the hammer room.
And we're making it through the gauntlet. And the gauntlet is one of those stages too, by the way, where usually if you see runners that are right next to each other, the gauntlet can make or break a run as well as doing any kind of item traversal, just because of the annoyance of some of these mobs inside of here.
But most of these runners, they do GT every single time, and GT's basically the same every single time, so you just get so used to it. Looks like SEJ's going to be going to GT here shortly as well. So Linkslot is in go mode before SCJ.
Right, but Linksalot gets the ice rod. And we'll be feeling pretty nice right about now.
Now Walter's going for a tile room.
Ooh. Unfortunately, bud, not going to work out for you as much as I would love it.
Yeah, sorry for all the technical delay difficulties we had today.
Yep, things are being a little bit fun for us.
P-Train going for the hover. P-Train.
And he pulls off that hover. P-Train showing why, sometimes it's really, 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 really good to know that hovering skill. Gets 2 hits off of Agadim. And then another 2. Just needs 2 more.
Only got a single there and was not happy. But we'll be going on to their Ganon fight. Will be probably our first restream run. It's finished here.
Yep. And we'll probably at this point get the hint that where Silver's actually was. I don't think Sir Link-a-Lot was the one who got the green pennant, but I don't think they actually turned it in.
With the Temper Sword, it's 12 hits per phase for phase 1 and 2, 4 hits in phase 3. We'll find out where the silvers were, and then 12 spin slashes to finish off the seed.
Fire Bats is giving E-Train just a little bit of annoyance, and now we got to deal with the phasing.
All right, one more hit will be in phase 4. Swamp Palace had our silvers. Everyone is going to go mode swamp, so hey. Now we get to spin, 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 spin. It could be anywhere. We did not see anything. Everyone skipped like hidden chests. I think one person did the swimming pool.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think only one person actually did that one. And then we just completely ignored all left side.
So there's going to be 16 qualifiers. Runners do 5. They have a scoring-based system based off of who finishes first and stuff like that, and like percentage away from finishing first. So, you know, if you finish shortly behind someone, you might get 97 points. There is a average score from 3 of the finishers. We drop your best one and your worst one. And you get your GGs in chat for P-Train, who's going to finish first.
Gonna finish first at 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 31 seconds.
Good for 6 overall during this qualifier. Was beaten by Matt 7898 with a 130.05, Lin with a 130.16, Gamachu with a 132.19, Zero Rush with a 134.07, and Keon with a 134.59, and Ravis right behind P-Train with a 136. And I do believe we have the man himself. How you doing today, P-Train? Also, GG's.
Yes, big GG's P-Train.
And P-Train can't hear us. So while P-Train is figuring out the whole mic issue, Penny Royal Oil finished in 8th with a 136.30. Divi Signs with a 136.52. And yeah. With 52 racers, a lot of racers finished near the same time.
You know, I will say this, with everything that's going on, especially with our racers, man, this has been like one of those seeds where in the beginning, you're like, okay, it's not so terrible. You're seeing a lot of diverging and a lot of moving. And then it comes down to, well, I need a sword to progress. I need this. I need that.
All right, P-Train, can you hear us now? I'm assuming that's a no.
I think it's safe to assume that it is a no.
I think it's a good time to point out that Ninban also finished in 10th place with 137.38. And shortly after was Moogle Charm with a 138.52. So that's our top 11 so far. Again, with how these times are going, runners will be finishing quite quickly right behind each other.
Hello, guys.
Oh,
hello,
hello!
P-Train.
Was that did my suggestion? Was that it?
Yeah,
Discord being
I
done?
had to uninstall Discord because it kept getting like a whole ton of JavaScript errors. So
Oof.
It happens. It happens.
Well-
Discord is funky sometimes.
GG's, my friend.
appreciate it.
Can I just first bring up, because you've said in the past that normally you sometimes don't do the hovering at the end where you fight Moldorm the second time. just wanted to get that quick finish in there, or what?
I mean, Moldorm was being kind of a jerk. Like, I had to dash all the way to the right side. I had to chase him down. It took forever to get the second hit. And at that point, I was just like, I'm just going to hover it.
Just fine. You don't want anything with me. I don't want anything with you.
Yeah, pretty much. That early
But-
game was so annoying.
No, I mean, you had some flawless hovers, though. You got lucky with the flute that was locked by the hookshot and TR, and then you found Ice Rod and hookshot locked Ice Palace. Just very nice hovering there to do that.
Yeah, I ended up leaving the mountain. I was going to go back into Turtle Rock because I figured that everybody was probably going into Turtle Rock, but I also really wanted the Tempered Sword, so I was already on the left side of the mountain. And then I was like, man, if Ice Rod is behind Flute, that could be huge. So I ended up full clearing Mire. I full cleared the Mire area, the Mire overworld, for nothing. So that was kind of sad, but it was nice to find Ice Rod in Ice Palace. If Ice Rod was maybe in Swamp Palace, then that could have backfired for me, I think. But yeah, it worked out reasonably well.
Very nice find there.
So
Oh, go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie to you, P-Train. We were a little bit worried about you at one point. And we were worried about you because you had the book. You found out that there was a sword on top of Ether Tablet. Do you want to know where the final sword was?
Final Sword. I'm trying to think what might have worried y'all. Magic Bat, maybe? Or Green Pendant?
No,
Or Spike Cave?
it was actually in Tower of Hera Big Chest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have got that. I mean, I don't know. If I didn't find anything good on the mountain, then I would have probably done Hera. Like, I checked the first floor just in case, progression just sitting on the floor in the basement. But with the whole mountain, I wasn't terribly eager to do Hera before doing both light and dark East Death Mountain.
I don't mean to interject, but get your GGs in chat for Walther, who's going to be finishing second on Restream. And finishing 15th overall with a time of 1:41.06. Get your GGs in chat. Before Walther finished, we had Dr. Mari 0 with a 139.04, Killer App with a 140.05, and Bree with a 140.57. So, GG's in chat.
And
Walther
Sir
here.
Links a lot, by the way, is now going to be on his way to GT Tower as SEJ is climbing up the top. So, T-Train, let me ask you this question, since you're really, really good with hover boots. For people who are not familiar with the technique, I was wondering if you could give us a rundown on it.
Sure. When you charge your boots, when you hold the A button, the boots charge for 30 frames. They charge for 29 frames, and on the 30th frame, you dash. So if you hold the A button while you're charging the boots, the game cannot check, or the game does not check, if you're standing over a pit. It takes 2 frames to do that check. So if you're holding the A button and charging your boots, if you let go of the A button for 1 frame, Link is able to move for that 1 frame. And if you re-grab the A button in one, so you have to let go and re-grab the A button, you can only release it for 1 frame. Any more and Link falls. But if you let go for 1 frame and then re-grab the A button, Link can move during that frame, and the game does not have enough time to check if Link is actually over a pit. So Link will not fall.
Yep, and you just have to do that over and over again until you fly across pits. Speaking of flying across pits, we have Walther doing this now. I don't know how that segue works, but hey, I'm making it work now. GG's, buddy.
Yo, GG's. I think I was falling into pits more.
Yeah. That was it.
Falling, flying, basically the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, with they're both the same, except you only get to do one once off a big cliff. Because never mind. So, how was the sea for you?
Could have been better. double dipping Ice Palace, Swamp Palace, and Touch Rock for when it wasn't required. Kind of wasn't very fun, but I think like compared to the rest of the runners, I guess I shouldn't complain too much because they still got like somewhat reasonable time.
Yeah, it took me forever to find Hammer, honestly.
Same. I forgot that I had book for a little while, so definitely delayed Desert Palace for far too long. And my Ice Palace dip like just was such a big time sink because there's like no good way to route it. I had to do like multiple trips around or like loops around.
Yeah, I hovered the flute in Hookshot Cave and then left hoping that maybe the ice rod was behind the flute. That did not work out, but I did go do Ice Palace, get the ice rod. So when I went to Turtle Rock, I got to clear it in one go, but I still had to do the extra climb. So I guess it's a matter of, did you get the hook shot and leave, or did you get the flute and leave if you can hover?
Yeah.
So
Honestly, like it was a pretty big mistake for me not doing Ice Palace before the mountain, since like I knew exactly where the last 3 items were, since I already like cleared all the chests that didn't have items, so it would have been super fast for me to just do that before the mountain.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it was just really hard to feel like comfortable about the seed at any point, just because the early game was so disjointed. Not
Yeah.
having a sword or hammer, so Back of Thieves for one item was never really possible. And then you get your first sword on Catfish.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm not going back.
It's,
Guess we're going to Pod for a book, and that's it. And it takes you forever to actually see that book, that I guess that advantage convert.
Yeah, well, just imagine how bad this seed would have been if it wasn't open boots.
Oh jeez. And we also never found the boots duplicate IM. That's something that's always fun to see in these open boots seeds. Like, you see a green 20 on Lumberjack, or you dig up the boots in Digging Game. Speaking of digging out a win, SCJ is going to be finishing next. Once they cross the bridge, they have finished the qualifier at 27th place with a 146.05. So the 5 minutes between Walther and how do I pronounce his name? Because I've been butchering it all day.
I don't know, whatever goes.
Whatever
Doesn't really
goes?
matter too much. Walter, I guess it's,
Walter,
but I don't really mind.
Okay. Well, Blaine finished right after you with a 141.33. Floppy Bacon with a 142.22. Water Lau with a 142.24. Vortex of Doom with a 143.12. McMonkey with a 143.26. Trip with a 144.06. Will WC with a 144.11. Spy Weevil with 144.16. Incoherent with a 144.23. That's like 5 people within 20 seconds. Dataplet. Fred, aka Durf with the 145.26. Dataplet with the 145. 41, and SCJ again was a 146.05. He had GG's in chat to all those runners. That basically finishes off the top half of the qualifier. 27 people's top half. SCJ should still be happy with that top 50 finish, top 50%. Anyway, continue on.
I actually do have to step out. My wife's looking at me. It's my responsibility to cook dinner tonight. So I gotta go take care of that.
You make some yummy dinner, and I hope you have a great day. Don't forget to give P-Train a big follow. Good runner here, good friend. So
yeah, thanks for commentating. Thanks for restreaming, and GG Walter.
Yeah, GG's dude.
Also, GG's CJ and certainly Collide if y'all watch this back. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, we're now joined by CJ. GG CJ, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
So, first big question, CJ. What do you think of the opening to this entire scene?
I felt good when I found my mitts, and then I felt bad with how long I spent looking for a sword.
Well, don't worry, because everybody was on the same boat. Everyone found their first sword on Catfish, and to find basically all of the progression for your swords is pretty much Dark World and Mountain. So you really needed that hook shot afterwards, or the mirror.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that nothing was in the back of pod. That really surprised me. That, you know, we got the bow and dam, and it didn't really unlock anything back, you know, the backside of pod. But other than
Yeah.
that, I feel like I played okay. I felt like I was playing very slow at the beginning, and then as the seed went along and I started finding items, it felt like it picked up. But my early on, I did not feel great.
I think early on you were playing a little bit more conservative, a little bit more conservatively, I would want to say. But you definitely took some chances that paid off.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't get that the splash deletion to work. To go get that fire rod. I'll have to go back and look and see what I was doing wrong there. But finding the fire rod and then finding the cape and flippers, that whole sequence, however it happened for me, didn't feel great.
Right. Well, the fire rod was definitely interesting, at least watching all of you, because um, everyone here basically decided to wait to get flippers, except for P-Train. P-Train was the only one who actually did the splash deletion for it.
No, multiple people did splash deletion.
Yeah, I didn't have my bow when I found it, so unfortunately I skipped Dam and just went straight to Mini Moldorm Cave. And that kind of bit me, because if I had bow and could splash delete, that saves me a whole trip back up to that area.
Didn't you go back up there and splash delete later on? Because I could have sworn I saw you splash delete for it.
I tried by the shop over to the right of Link's house, but I couldn't get it to work. So then I did something, went to the Dark World, found the flippers, and then just went there with flippers.
Alright, so Linkslot's now on the Ganon fight with Gold Sword. A little bit of a quicker fight. 6 slashes per phase. I think it's Linkslot's already on the final phase. And just gotta get past this last phase. I've said phase way too many times. And we'll have all the restream runners finish.
Yep. And to answer a quick question in chat, by the way. So our sword progression, our first sword was on Catfish. We had another sword on Ether Tablet. We had another sword in Big Chest and Tower of Hera. And then our final sword was in Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, so 3 swords in Death Mountain, all within spinning distance of each other. Not real social distancing there. Oh, very nice torch glitch there by Linksalot with the fire rod. Must be practicing that. Still 12 spin slashes here. Too bad Gold Sword doesn't make this 6 spin slashes. How much nicer would Silverless Ganon be if it was just 6 spin slashes?
That would be very, very nice.
Well, I think CJ was done after that. Thanks to CJ for hanging out with us, and don't forget to give CJ a follow. Walter, do you want to add anything before we let you go as well?
Not really. Thanks for commentating and making the restream happen. Thanks for the trackers. And yeah, I'll let you finish this now.
Awesome. Hey, don't forget to give Walter a follow as well. You know, League is going to be very fun to watch. He helps out a lot with it. So keep an eye on that. And good luck in the 2020 tournament, I say as he leaves. But get your GGs in chat for the links a lot. We'll be the 4th restream runners finish. But we'll finish 36 overall with a time of 1:52.48. Rollin Tankir finished in 28th place with a 1:48.15. Hammer Bro 1:48.39. Relican with a 1:48.55. Obscure Lifeform with a 1:51.32. Tied with Brewers fan JP with a 1:51.32. Leviticus with a 1:51.42. Son Rhapsody with a 1:52.22. James FNX with a 1:52.44. And that leads us to Sir Linksalot with 36th place. So that was a fun qualifier. Don't
That
forget,
was.
we still have 12 more of these and then a whole bunch of very hyped 1v1s in the tournament. And hopefully we'll see Sir Links a lot in the tournament. Hey, GG.
Hey, thank you.
GG's.
Well,
So,
thoughts on the seed?
It was garbage. Well, I guess the seed wouldn't have been so bad if I just didn't do basically everything wrong. Yeah, I mean, if I would have went to pod right away, I actually half thought about when I was in Thieves Town just going all the way to the back with no weapon, knowing I couldn't kill blind, just in case the item was important and would have got mirrored. That would have helped out a lot, because then I probably would have went into pendant pod right away to get the book. But I might have missed the sword on catfish then. I probably would have for a while, so I don't know.
Yeah, swords were crazy this seed. Horrible hammer, hook shot, and ice rod placement too.
Yeah, when I got the Samaria, and I was like, you know what? I've done so many things poorly right now. I just need to go into Turtle Rock and hope something's in here, and that it leads to the ice rod, and the ice rod's not already available, which it ended up being already available. But when I got the hook shot, I was like, okay, maybe this wasn't so bad. It was like, I'm gonna do Ice Palace first, and since it's faster to clear than Swamp Palace, and it's, found the ice rod. I'm like, well, if somebody went in here without Samaria or something and did bomb jumps instead, potentially depending on key layout, then they'll have ice rod. Maybe they only single dipped Turtle Rock, which would have been a nice time save, but
yeah, I mean, overall, this seed was one of those ones where, especially towards the end, I think that was the hard part. Is it was really at the end where you had to start jumping back and forth in between dungeons, which definitely messed everybody up.
You had
unless
to
take
dip
that change.
dungeons this time around, unfortunately. This would have been a fun spoil seed, to be completely honest, just with how crazy the locations were. And of course, everyone got the early. Oh, I guess it wouldn't have been Agabait because we didn't have a weapon, but almost Agabait.
yeah, there were no swords available in all of Light World, so yeah,
Yeah.
Aga wasn't. There's no way you would have been got or would have had to go to Aga because of that lack of a sword.
Yep.
And Cape at least came into play though with the flippers, but yeah. I guess I should finish talking about the rest of the runners this time around. Quizbold finished in 37th. I'm not going to go over times, but Quizbo, Canup, followed by Black Wax, Omega Tolisk, I don't know how to pronounce that, Arable Penguin, Tyler Salt, Scruff Ninja, Tuna, Logic, Xylophone, Oro, and Logix are rounding out the top. We still have one runner still in it, so 48th place is up to Durand, and 6 runners that have forfeited. But yeah, we should be probably wrapping up here soon to make room for some other content and bandwidth for our other channels, because we did have a little bit of an issue with this one. But anything else you want to add at the end here, Links a lot?
No, I'm gonna guess this is probably gonna end up being my low score, hopefully. So I got 4 more to do, and I'm gonna need to do better. So hopefully I can qualify in and be racing at SpeedGaming Live.
No, don't forget there is still 80 slots open. So as long as you're still in the top 80, you're still good. So
Top
don't,
60.
it's
20 are reserved for tickets. So
20 are reserved for tickets, but these are still all for like seeding though. So those runners that buy the tickets still have to seed.
no, they just would get put at the bottom in this case. The
Okay.
20p, if you buy a ticket, you're guaranteed in regardless of whether you do qualifiers or not.
So, sir, Links a lot. Thank you so very much for being here for us with Restream. We really appreciate it. It's always nice watching you run. So thank you very much. And for everybody in chat, please go give Sir Links a lot a follow and show him some love.
Don't forget to follow all 6 Speed Gaming channels and all of our foreign language channels. Don't forget to follow each other because we do need to spread more love now during these troubling times. Friendship is best ship. And yeah, we got more qualifiers coming tomorrow at 11:20. I believe another one tomorrow as well. So keep an eye on the schedule for that.
Otherwise, I think that's gonna be it from us. So once again, I just want to give a quick shout to our trackers, Jinx and Vel, doing a great job, especially with all of that was with what was going on a little bit earlier and some of the hiccups that we had during stream. Thank you so very much, and thank you for keeping us commentators up on our toes and telling us the right things and everything. Couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you so very much. And Cruchiri, it was an amazing time commentating with you, and it was definitely fun, my man. We got to do this again.
Yeah. I'm around. I think I'm obligated to do at least one commentary a day. I get dragged into it all the time. It happens. Other than that, yeah, may the Triforce be with all you guys. I hope everyone has a great day.
Yep. Take care, everybody.